I had the good fortune of supervising Chad's PhD. I met him around 2017, 2018. He switched from another department and was changing departments, changing supervisors. The big challenge was, Chad he had come from linguistics and English literature, came from an English department, and I did a lot of teaching in English departments. And the challenge was how to write a thesis located within the Center for Formal Media Studies, with a supervisor located in media studies. My running joke with him was that he's a little bit like an experienced driver who's been driving without a car license, and my responsibility was to teach him K53. So I'm learning a lot of old habits, engaging his style of writing, thinking about how to shape the thesis, where the story lay, how to make the most of evidence, how to locate his study within this political context. And so my experience of him was that he was independent. And what you want from a PhD student is to have independence, to have initiative, despite all of the obstacles that had come his way, and in the UCD context, as well as with his personal health. He always found a way to motivate himself. He found a way to engage the feedback that you gave him. I appreciate the fact that he was highly motivated. He had a clear set of goals ahead of him. He had to manage his time carefully because of his health constraints. And so in many respects, he was good at managing your expectations, which is an interesting thing for a student with a supervisor to work with, managing timelines, managing expectations, and then actually sticking to those timelines and deliverables. So it was a pleasure to supervise him in many respects, especially once he had momentum. It didn't feel like work. It was something that was self-propagating. But if you knew some of this sort of the personal circumstances behind the project, you know that it was not self-propagating. It took a lot of discipline and willpower to stick to the schedule and the timelines that he had laid down for himself. So for me, I feel personally satisfied, really happy, relieved that he not only submitted, but that he got feedback from examiners that were, the feedback was easy to process, to implement, to revise. One always has revisions, that he had the satisfaction of going through that process, going through revisions, and then actually graduating. To me, in this position, it's one of my finest achievements. I'm sorry that he's not here to live the life that we had hoped that he would live as a professional. But I'm very happy that his research is complete, that his PhD is accessible to leadership beyond UCT. I'm pleased that he had made such a difference in the lives of his students and his fellow postgraduate students. I'd like to acknowledge Chad's parents, Chad's family. I know that it could not have been easy. It's not easy losing a child. As a parent, you don't expect to bury your child. I know that it was hard, but I think, there's so much to be proud of. It's not every day you can say that, your child obtained a PhD at UCT and has achieved so much in the short time that he has been with us. The PhD, the publication, the position at UNISA. I would just like to express my condolences, but also congratulate you and express my appreciation to you for the work and the love that you've shown. Thanks so much.
This short video presents main arguments advanced by the late Dr. Chad Brevis. 1. The freedom to communicate is central to democracy, yet the current legislative environment makes it difficult for people to express themselves. 2. Digital activism is made difficult in South Africa by corporate greed and profiteering. High prices of data limit most people from posting and accessing information freely. 3. Democracy is not being advanced as the majority of citizens are excluded from communicative spaces through barriers to entry such as expensive smartphones. 4. By virtue of being expensive, technology is not enabling people to scrutinize events and issues. 5. We need to ask why legislation exists and investigate who benefits from the enactment of laws. Language is essentially being used as a tool to entrench oppression and exclusion. 6. Digital activists operate in a hostile and militant environment. They are persecuted and discouraged from expressing themselves. This could possibly explain why many protests are short-lived and ineffective. 7. The methodology of corpus linguistics analysis, or studying details of language, is important because it allows researchers to focus on how laws can favor the interests of elites. Laws have fine prints and clawback clauses that do not favor free speech. 8. Harsh laws create a spiral of silence as people are discouraged from addressing glaring injustices in society. People choose to keep quiet either because they can't afford to keep buying data bundles to stay online and post material, or they are scared of being harassed by law enforcement agencies. Chad's life exemplified dignity, a wonderful work ethic, and tenacity among others. He is dearly missed by all. R.I.P. Dr. Chad Brevis.